and welcome to The Week in Golf. I'm your host, Rod Morrid. The Week in Golf is brought to you by iSeek Golf and GolfLink, and each week we'll be bringing you the latest tour news and analysis, player interviews, features, course and equipment reviews. For this very first episode, I'm here at the Metropolitan Golf Club in Melbourne, where Nick Cullen claimed the gold jacket today after a fabulous up and down from this bunker just behind me. I caught up with iSeekGolf.com's Bruce Young to get his thoughts on the tournament. 126 players started the week, 72 holes later, 25 players within 5 shots of the lead at the start of today, but Bruce Young from iSeekGolf.com, there can be only one winner, that man Nick Cullen, in what was a terrific finish to the Masters today at Metropolitan.
It was a terrific finish for him, and we'll talk about that bunker shot a bit later on, but it was also a great weekend for Nick Cullen because he started the weekend in 36th position, 66 yesterday, bought it home today, headed the world number 2 plus a few others. A tremendous victory for him in so many ways. He's been a little bit out of sorts this season. I thought he was a very good emerging player 3 years ago, had a good finish at the New Zealand Open, won a big event in Indonesia, in fact more money that he won in Indonesia than this week, and won the Queensland Open last year. But if he hadn't been able to pick up some money over the next few events in the Australasian Tour, he would have had status to play nowhere. So this was a very important victory for Nick Cullen.
If you're a professional golfer, Bruce, first rule of the game, you've got to have somewhere to play, and Nick talked about the troubles that he was facing had he not managed to win this week.
I wasn't enjoying it, I wasn't making money, I was losing money, and just wasn't happy. There's so many better places I could be and be with friends and family, and I'm out in the middle of the outback just doing nothing and going nowhere. I worked really hard after that. It was a bit of a realisation. It was either quit or work harder. There's no point being in the middle.
Look, he'll no doubt be breathing a sigh of relief in that sense, Bruce, and probably in the sense of kick-starting his career. But as we said, it was a terrific finish today. He wasn't the only player at the start of the day. There were literally 25 players who had a realistic chance.
Well, even heading into the back nine, there were probably 6 or 7 players conceivably with a good chance to win the tournament. But he was the rock-solid, steady one. Adam Scott emerged slowly but surely from the pack throughout the course of the week, but Nick held on down the stretch, and just one of the great bunker shots. I think that bunker shot that he hit at the last will be talked about in folklore as far as this tournament is concerned in the years ahead. It'll be one that he remembers, but I think also it'll be one that the Australian Masters remembers in the history books for many years to come.
You suspect it'll be on the highlight reel every year from now on as the tradition continues. He was asked about the bunker shot and his thoughts when he first hit the shot that finished in the bunker from the 18th fairway.
I thought I know. It's not a good spot to be. That bunker, there's a fairway from the pin and then you've got another bunker which is even worse just behind it. Yeah, I guess it's one of those things where you just trust your game and trust what you've practiced and just think about the positives and try and get it close, and I wouldn't want to have to do it again.
Yeah, a terrific win there for Nick Cullen, and congratulations to him. Well, the eyes of Australian golf now turns to the Australian Golf Club in Sydney and the Australian Open, where Adam Scott will go up against world number 1 Rory McIlroy and American prodigy Jordan Spieth to do battle for the Stonehaven Cup. Also in the field next week is 2-time Australian Open champion Peter Lonard, who lost his card on the web.com tour last year and plans not to return to America. We caught up with Pete recently to find out just what his plans are here in Australia.
At the recent New South Wales Open, held at Stonecutters Ridge Golf Club in Western Sydney, we spoke exclusively with the popular Peter Lonard. The former winner of the event finished tied for 27th this year, and when we chatted, Lonard was disappointed after he finished a solid first round with a double bogey and bogey.
Last few years I played pretty good, but my short game is very ordinary. About equivalent to a 15 handicapper, I think. So, it bit me in the end. But overall, I suppose it was all right.
Lonard had a successful career on the US PGA and European tours, but he was stifled by injuries.
My back gave way, so that was the killer. And took a year off, invested a lot of money in it, trying to get it better, and came back and didn't play any good. So. That's pretty much the story.
In 2009, Lonard lost his PGA Tour card after finishing outside the top 150 money list.
There's a big step from PGA Tour down to like normal tours, and I adapted pretty well to that. That's no big deal, but it's sort of like working in the White House and going back and working in McDonald's again. It's like starting again. It's easy enough to start again when you're in your 20s, 30s. A little harder in your late 40s. So, it's been a tough ride. You just got to shoot the scores and you know, haven't been shooting the scores. Well, I'm like every other player at 35, 40, I said, there's no way I'm playing senior tour. Now I'm 47, I'm thinking, oh, maybe. So, like, to be honest with you, I don't know. You know, it depends. You know, I might spend 6 months here and enjoy just being in one spot for the first time in ages and, you know, just hang here for, you know, and say, well, I don't really want to go back. So, but we'll see. It's an open book at the moment, and I'll just do what I feel like and see what happens.
The New South Wales Open was won by Victorian Anthony Brown, and Lonard played the weekend's Australian Masters at Metropolitan, making the cut and finishing tied for 56th.
I'll play these tournaments here because obviously I've got a bit of an exemption there, and I can play for a while to come, or until they tell me I'm not in it anymore. So you know, I'll play those, and you know, I still like playing social golf a bit, and I enjoy practicing. That's pretty much what I've done since I was 20 years old. So you know, it'll probably be business as usual, but you know, without the travel, so it'll be quite nice probably. I think I worked out a couple of years ago, you know, I'd been at home, my Sydney home 2 weeks a year, and I'd been in my American home probably 8 weeks of the year, and the rest of the time I was on the road. So, you know, to be stuck in one spot for a while will be different. I might even get a few friends maybe, I don't know, but you know, a few drinking buddies. But you know, at the moment, we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. You know, maybe I won't like normal life.
Just a stone's throw away from the Australian Golf Club is one of Sydney's oldest golf clubs, Bonnie Doon. Bonnie Doon has been undergoing a major redesign in recent years at the hands of Ogilvy, Clayton, Cocking and Mead. GolfLink's Craig Fordham went out to the golf course to see what all the fuss is about.
The eastern suburbs is home to some of Sydney's finest golf courses. We're here at one of the oldest and most underrated, Bonnie Doon. The Doon has undergone somewhat of a transformation in recent years, and we're here to find out how the club is keeping up with its rather prestigious neighbours.
Bonnie Doon's in a great stage right now of the redevelopment. We've finished 2 stages of, looks like it's going to be 4 stages. So we've finished quite a few holes already that just, whenever you come out and see the course and the changes, if you've played it before, you'd be blown away how different it is. So we have gone away a bit from sort of a smaller style green, and we've gone to a bigger style green that has more undulations, but it also allows for you to play more shots into the green. You really have to know exactly where the pin is before you sort of hit your shot into the green. You can't just sort of hit it at the green and you'll be in the right spot. You really need to pick your targets and pick where you need the shot to end up. The team at OCCM Golf have come in and redesigned the course to really leverage off of our sand base and sort of our dunes-like rolling terrain that we have here. We have some of the best land in Sydney, and we're lucky to be able to reutilize that and reappropriate it into a very clear, cohesive golf course that's going to stand the test of time. We've added a couple holes down in what was previously just a waste area. What OCCM Golf does and does for Bonnie Doon really sort of goes back to an older style era, more of a McKinsey style era, and gets to that core of width and strategy. A lot of architects sort of dictate has to be straight down here and straight over here. Our new plan here gives us a lot of various ways to play and various ways to hit the shots in. From high handicaps to low handicaps, it's a challenge all the way through the range of handicaps. So, you know, a 28 marker is going to have to really pick their spots and understand that, you know what, maybe only hitting a 100-yard shot is better than trying to hit that 150-yard shot that they might not pull off all the time. What we're trying to do is utilize the great land that we have, the undulations that we have, the sand base that's here, and use that as a direction for the course. You know, you'll be able to play your strategic golf and a bit more of a thinking man's game instead of just bash it and hope for the best, you know. You really need to be in the right spot off the tee, set up your next shot, and, you know, possibly set up your next shot into the pin. So another great feature that Bonnie Doon has here on site is a full-length, fully grassed driving range. The driving range, along with the short game area, is one of the best in Sydney. The short game area consists of a 60-meter long green, and you have about 20 meters either end to hit shots into various pin locations. It's well bunkered. You can hit full shots out of those bunkers. You can hit full 80-meter pitch shots to the green. So it's a complete short game area here at Bonnie Doon Golf Club. Previous to the redesign, the club had fallen out of the top 100, and the board and management, took it upon themselves to come up with a strategic plan that looked into the future, how to get Bonnie Doon back into that top 100. And to do that, they needed to redesign the course and get it to a level that people really wanted to come out and play. It's not just your everyday course. It has a lot of options. It has a lot of great features. I think a lot of courses in the area will see what we've done, and they may re-examine sort of where they are, and I think that's just going to bring the level of great golf courses in Sydney up. I think we can start to compete with the Melbourne Sandbelt type courses. We're on a similar type land, so it's a good opportunity for every course in Sydney to get better.
And if you'd like to see your course featured on The Week in Golf, send us an email to news@golflink.com.au. And finally, on our first episode, Australia's biggest amateur golf competition came to a finale earlier this month when the Lexus Cup played their final at Royal Melbourne. 16 lucky golfers not only got to enjoy one of the world's great golf courses, but also spent the day inside the Lexus Design Pavilion at the Melbourne Cup at Flemington. Luckily, our cameras were there to capture it all. $81,881 golfers teed off in the 2014 Lexus Cup. Between them, they played 1,970,000 rounds at 1,487 golf clubs. But it all comes down to this, today, the final 16 doing battle for the Lexus Cup. Royal Melbourne is a place steeped in history, reminders everywhere of the club's place in the world game. Over the decades, the very best to ever swing a club have come here, a World Cup and 2 President's Cups, testament to the quality of the composite course. Today it's the West course that faces our 16 finalists. The layout's wide fairways and huge greens unlike anything most have encountered before. The big targets are easy to hit, but as all soon find out, at Royal Melbourne, that's only part of the battle. The slick greens and large bunkers have some of our players baffled, and as it came to the back 9, it looked to be a race in 3. South Australia's Gary Murchison was making the most of his 31 handicap. Despite finding plenty of trouble, came to his last hole needing just a 2-pointer for the win. But Royal Melbourne had other ideas, and his 8 strokes at the course's par 5 second proved fatal, third outright by a point. Big hitting left-hander Anthony Lucas was the most consistent golfer in the field, his attacking style reaping plenty of rewards. But it takes more than just power to tame Australia's grand old lady of golf, and in the end, too many missed putts proved the difference. For eventual winner Veena Mali, consistency was the order of the day. Finding fairways and greens while avoiding the treacherous bunkers proved a winning formula. Veena, congratulations, our first lady champion. How does that sound?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, yes.
Tell us a bit about today. You played very nicely. We were out on the course, we watched you. You putted very nicely. How did you feel about your own game today?
I was very comfortable with my game, yes, yeah. Just a few holes that I wasn't, really good with, but overall, yes, definitely, especially with the difficulty of the course, yeah.
While Mali took the overall title, grade winners and runners-up also received a memento. GolfLink GM Greg Davies handing out the prizes.
Thank you, Lexus.
I'd also like to thank some of our other sponsors, Callaway Golf, Golf Box, Go Golfing, GolfLink Wine Club, as well as Lexus's significant support for the event really let us run this event.
We have a good association with GolfLink with the Lexus Cup. I think that the golf is a wonderful association for Lexus.
With the golf run and one, it was onto the Melbourne Cup and the highly anticipated Lexus Design Pavilion inside Flemington's famous birdcage. The champagne flowed while celebrities rubbed shoulders with the rich and famous, a once-in-a-lifetime experience for our 16 golfers. The day brought to an end the third and most successful Lexus Cup yet. Australia's biggest golf competition continues to go from strength to strength, 2015 promising to be bigger and better again. If you're not yet a part of it, make sure 2015 is the year you join the party. Simply go to lexuscup.com.au for details on how to enter. And that wraps up our first episode of The Week in Golf. We'll be back again next week from the Australian Open in Sydney, where if we're lucky, we might get as exciting a finish as we saw here today at Metropolitan Golf Club in the Masters.